The meeting with the invocation by Pastor Mullins and the Pledge of Allegiance by Dr. Grossnickel. You'd all please rise. And Jean? Thanks.
Yeah.
May we pray? Heavenly Father, we're indeed thankful for each and every blessing, for we know that they all come from you. We just pray for your guidance and direction tonight as our council meets, that you would show them, Father, what they should do and guide and direct them, that they make wise decisions. Father, we thank you for this opportunity to meet together and discuss the city's business. And we just, again, we thank you for the privilege of living in this city and in this state and in this country. These things we do pray in Jesus' name. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, the next item on the agenda is the Citizens Forum. Persons desiring to address the council must limit their presentation to no more than 2 minutes. Unless an item is posted on the agenda, the Texas Open Meetings Act prohibits the council from responding to any comments other than to refer the matter to a future agenda, to an existing policy, or to a staff person with specific factual information. Claims against the city, council members, or employees, as well as individual personnel appeals, are not appropriate for the Citizens Forum. If you would, please sign in your name, state your name and address, please.
My name is James Price, Treasurer of Shiloh Parish, Texas. I come before you today, City Council, to talk about cleaning all the parishes. Keep Paris beautiful. All the parishes, not just parts of Paris, meet at Leon Williams Park, Old Records Park. Let's try and come together. Meet your city council representative and city manager. Come with a plan and come listen and let's make all the city of Paris beautiful. As you know, there's a lot of stuff in Paris need to be did right now. And I mean, you look at Westgate. I don't know what happened there, but we're cutting that now. Other pieces of property just going downhill. Every district here except for 2 districts look I don't want to say the word, but look bad. I rode all of them. I found 2 districts looks good. In the meantime, I know it's true to Paris, but you know, what do you care about? The city of a bunch of bicycles. I mean, I love bicycles, don't get me wrong, that's a big money draw. I understand Paris, you know. But a lady on First Northeast lost her dog 2 weeks ago to a snake bite. Snake bit the dog died. I went back and cut the lot for her, cut it back. I got a picture of the property what it would look like before I cut it and after I cut it. I'm just saying, let's do something about the city of Paris, please. Please, gentlemen, ladies, let's look at our city. If somebody get lost in these places, some of these places so dark and now you wouldn't even want to go there your own self. So that's, you know, and the limbs hanging over the trees, guess what? The ice storm coming, we have the same problem we had before. Get on these TXU and Encore. Thank you.
Thank you.
Louise Mosley. I live in 3915 Paris, Texas. I'm here to confront Don Wilson being elected or going to be elected tonight on the PEDC board. I think there's a conflict of interest because he has been mentioned in the investigation with Diefenbaum. And I think anybody who's that personally involved should not be on the board. Thank you.
Thank you.
Arjumand Hashmi, 4510 FM 195, Paris 75462. I want to remind the council members, particularly Mr. Frierson, since he didn't let me finish my statement last time. Opinion is from the Attorney General, DM 95. Deliberations among a quorum of members of a governmental body may be subject to an act even if quorum never gathers in one place at one time but communicates by telephone or by circulating a memorandum. Moreover, if a member or a group of members of a governmental body knowingly conspires to circumvent the act by meeting in numbers less than a quorum for the purpose of secret deliberations is a violation of the act. The person or persons commit a criminal offense. We caution members of the governmental bodies to be aware of this provision when proposing items for inclusion. Thank you.
Thank you.
Dr. Robert Mosley, 3915 Shannon Drive, Paris, Texas. I would like to also think that Don Wilson is, with all the investigation and with him having the $5 million loan that I understand that's on the PEDC board. I know when I was on the health board, I didn't even see inmates because the rule was when I was on the board, you were not make any financial gains. You were not supposed to be any conflict. So I believe that Don does not qualify in that area. And also, I've heard rumors about water. I'd like that to be addressed. Thank you.
I'm sorry, rumors about what, Dr. Mosley?
Rumors about the water
Oh.
being sold or in talking about, that's what's going around the coffee shops.
Ah. Okay. Anyone else like to speak in citizens forum? Okay.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Troy Jones Jr., reside at 609 West Sherman Street, and I am a lifetime resident of West Paris, and we've got several larger vacant buildings that's in West Paris, and there's fixing to be another one available when Dollar General moves into their new location, and I'd like to see what we can do to draw some businesses to fill these buildings. One of the buildings is the former Ford's grocery store. The other one is Noble's True Value hardware store. Another one is around the corner behind Liberty on 19th Southwest. And then we've got the one that is the former Eckerd's and Palace Drug next to Save-A-Lot grocery store. And I would like to see what we could do to draw businesses to fill those spots. Thank you.
Thank you. If there's no one else, we'll close the citizens forum, move on to the next item, which is the consent agenda. Does any of the council members have any items they wish to discuss on the consent agenda?
The minutes.
The minutes? Okay. It's not yesterday.
There are several inconsistencies in that, and I would like to have the recording to be refined, because I know there's several things there that I said and didn't say that are recorded in those minutes.
Okay.
I'll go back and listen
Okay.
to the DVD. And, is there anything specific that you could tell me?
Well, it was during the time that a motion was made and amended,
Okay.
and also some conversations addressing the city attorney.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. If there's no one else with questions, I'll take a motion to approve pending the changes to the minutes or the updates to the amendments. Do I have a motion? Okay, sure. Thank you. Entertain a motion
Is this
to
better?
approve.
Good.
Okay.
I'll make
Dr. Hoffman makes a motion to approve the minutes. Do I have a second on that?
I'll second.
All right, second by Mr. Plata. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Okay. Move to the regular agenda, item number 10. Janice?
Discuss and/or action concerning the change of agenda item and replacement of agenda item 21 with different language on the June 23rd, 2014 meeting.
Ms. Lancaster, you asked to have this item put on the agenda, so
Yes,
please.
this happened to me. This is a copy of the agenda before it was amended, and when coming out of executive session, there was no particular thing stated to be done. I amended that to say, and I submitted this slip right here, which is date stamped, June 20th, and it says, please add the following agenda item to the Monday night agenda following the conclusion of the executive session. The item stated, discussion and/or action concerning the forensic investigation of PEDC and Diffenbach and Associates contract. I was prompted to put this on by my constituents. After all, I'm an at-large person. I was elected to represent District 2, and when those people tell me they're concerned about that and they want to see this handled, well, I'm their spokesman, and that's why I'm here. So I brought that forward. Late on the weekend, before this meeting, that was changed without my permission or notice, or any notice, to say reconvene into open session and possibly take action on those matters discussed in executive session. It was my agenda item, and yet it was commandeered from me. And only because I broke in and was a little rude was I able to make the motion that I wanted to make. It's my assertion that we should never muzzle a council member when in regard to what she's trying to do or he's trying to do for their district and what their concerns are. And I want to tell you, it just goes to freedom of speech, and I just cannot see that we would change time-honored traditions of granting a member of the council to put something of importance to her district or his district on this agenda. And I don't want this to happen to any other council member.
Okay. Your point is certainly well taken, and thank you for expressing that. I don't know exactly where the miscommunication was, but certainly, you know, your point is well taken at that time. Does any other council member have any question or discussion on this item? If not, we'll move on to item number 11. Janice?
Discuss and/or action of the proposal for the city to maintain sidewalks known as Safe Sidewalks for Kids. Proposal brought about due to safety concerns.
Okay. Ms. Lancaster?
This is another item that was brought to my attention, that we built these safe sidewalks going to the elementary schools to try to keep our kids out of the street and safe, a place where they can ride their bikes to school or they can walk. And, you know, we had a young man killed on Graham because he was driving or riding his bicycle in the street going to school. And the problem is that we are seeing really high weeds growing all along there, and then I'm seeing some children avoiding that and going out into the street. I would like to see the city take over mowing just the safe sidewalks so that children will not be in any danger. And also, we seem to be developing a large snake population, so we don't want to have them running into snakes there too. So I just think it would be very beneficial for the city to handle those sidewalks.
Okay. And John?
We'll take care of it. Jerry will take care of it.
Do I need to make a motion on that?
It will be taken care of.
Okay.
Okay.
It's not a huge, long area.
No, but it needs to.
Okay, great. Thank you. All right, with that, move on to item number 12. Janice?
Discuss and/or action on the proposal to clear drainage ditches in the city. These include areas in District 5, 3rd Southeast through 8th Southeast, District 2, 3rd Southwest through 7th Southwest, District 2, 12th Northwest through 15th Northwest, District 1, 3rd Northeast, 4th Northeast, and 5th Northeast. These are only a few. There are also some in District 3.
Okay. Ms. Lancaster, you request this be put on. Is there specifics?
Well, because there was a problem with the drainage ditches before the ice storm. After the ice storm, it was considerably worse. It does look a little bit like rain out there. But if we get some of the torrential rains that we have had, and we did get one where 2 houses did get water in them, we're going to have water in lots of homes. Those drainage ditches were put there for a purpose. Paris has flooded, and we strongly urge that all of these little drainage things that are all in these areas, and you probably have run up on them too, they've been here for quite a long time. We need to clean them out so that we don't have to worry about flooding.
I totally agree. Perhaps for the next meeting, we could have an agenda item put on to specifically discuss the progress of those ongoing projects. Okay. Is that?
Is there any, other than somebody going out and tracing down these things, is there any history of when these were built? Because I know they've been there a long time.
Gosh, I don't know. We'd have to ask somebody that's been around forever, like Gene. But I mean, so many of what we've talked, some of them predate to the WPA, PWA.
Yes, I believe they do.
And it's hard to track them all in. Of course, some of them are underground and they're hard to even find.
Right. I know where a lot of them are.
Don't have easements on even, so yeah.
They're
we
just
got to
there.
track them down, map them, and then kind of start.
Yeah.
plugging away
When
at
I
it.
was, I drive around my district pretty often. When I was out Sunday afternoon, I went down Henderson, and not only was there a really snaky looking bad drainage ditch, but a horrible smell of sewage.
Is there any work going on right now with cleaning drainage ditches, or is that?
There is a little bit. This time of the year, our parks folks, that are also our drainage folks, most of their time is spent on parks, mowing grass and lining ball fields and so forth. So this is like I mentioned 2 weeks ago we met, we didn't do a whole lot during the winter time like we normally do because we were cleaning up the storm stuff. So we got behind, and we're still behind. So we just got to keep plugging away at it.
Okay, so
We'll bring you a report back in 2 weeks.
great. All right. Any further discussion? No? If not, we'll move on to item number 13.
Appoint 2 members of the Paris Economic Development Corporation.
Okay, as last time we did all our board appointments and successful in getting most of the boards filled. However, the one board that was left unseated as it stands is the PEDC. So we have 2 positions open for that board, both 3 years in length. Is that
That's correct.
correct? Okay.
That's correct.
All right.
2 full-term positions.
Okay. And with that, I'll open the floor for nominations.
I'd like to nominate Don Wilson.
Okay. Have nomination of Don Wilson.
I'll second.
All right. Have a nomination, second of Don Wilson. All those in favor signal by raising your hand. Aye. Okay. Mr. Wilson, those opposed? 2, 3. Okay. So, Mr. Wilson. All right. And then we have one more term. to be filled.
Can I ask a quick question first?
Sure.
I think we have broken the policy on procedures on this again. Board appointments are supposed to be done by the 30th of June. And what I'd like to ask whoever is responsible, that when we had a meeting before the end of the month, the quorum was there, all 7 of us were here. Why did we not follow our own policies and procedures and put it on the agenda when we were already meeting on the 30th? I think we keep talking about not breaking the rules and this, that, and the other, but why was this rule broken, or why was no attention paid to it? It is part of the policy and procedure that by the 30th of June we should have had an appointment. And it was not for Dr. Grossnickel was here in the last meeting. All of us were here in the last meeting.
The last meeting, Dr. Grossnickel, you were?
Yes, Dr.
Absolutely.
Grossnickel was here. Yes, sir.
No?
You're talking about the work session on the 30th.
The special meeting
Oh,
that
I'm
we
sorry,
call.
the work
Yeah.
session, that's different.
I don't have a good reason for that.
But the thing is, even if it was a special meeting, if we can call a special meeting, it could have been simply added as an agenda item to that, so that our own policies and procedures are not broken.
Yeah, and I don't have, again, I don't have a good reason for that. Honestly, it didn't occur to me to add that to the agenda. We had it scheduled for this meeting. Of course, it was on the June 23rd meeting, and the policy actually says it's supposed to be done on the second regular meeting.
But we
And I had regular meeting on my mind. Of course, there was a couple of 3-3 votes, and so no action was taken. So I apologize for that. It never crossed my mind to do that. I just had budget and planning on my mind. That was the reason we had that meeting. Certainly, we could have added it, but it just didn't occur to me, and I didn't get any requests from anyone either. So
I just think that we should follow our policies and procedures, and they should not be broken.
sure.
I'll make a motion that we I nominate John Brockman for the
Okay.
PEDC.
Have-
Second.
Okay, have a nomination of John Brockman, second by Dr. Grossnickel. All those in favor, raise your hand. Aye. Okay. Those,
Wait.
I'll wait for him. I'll
Okay.
wait for him.
yes, okay, so that's 5. Any opposed?
I'm
Opposed?
abstaining.
You're abstaining?
You're abstaining?
And Aaron? Abstain,
You're
okay.
abstaining as well?
Okay. So Mr. Wilson, Mr. Brockman are now appointed to the PEDC. Okay, item number 14.
Discuss, conduct a public hearing, and take action on the petition of Charles Braswell for a change in zoning from a one-family dwelling district number 2 to a one-family dwelling district number 3 with a specific use permit, 39 mobile home on lot 29 and 30, City Block 197, located at 1838 Maple Avenue.
All right, Mr. Effersey?
Thank you very much. Good evening, Mayor and Council. This is a request for a mobile home on the site that was just described. When we submitted this to the Planning and Zoning Commission on the part of the staff, we provided a couple of options that's totally appropriate when you have various land uses in relationship to each other. The first option we suggested was recommend approval based on the future land use plan and our comprehensive plan, which is LDR, low-density residential. The second option was consider the zoning already existing in the area. The subject property is adjacent to, on the east, SF3. This would require, the applicant's requirement would be SF3 with a special use permit. 2 lots down, it's neighborhood service, and just across Maple is commercial. And while 19th Street buffers it, there's a older mobile home park. Staff nonetheless indicated that standard city planning principles and practice would suggest option 1, because the future land use plan provides long-range planning recommendations for a municipality. At last Monday's Planning and Zoning Commission meeting, the Planning and Zoning Commission unanimously recommended denial of this request. The staff, on further analysis, supports that, and we're here to answer any questions. The applicant is here, and I believe that he wishes to address the council. Just a reminder, as you know, if the council elects to approve this, because the Planning and Zoning Commission recommended denial, it would have to be voted by 3/4 of the members of the council, which is our 6 members. This is standard operating procedure pretty much across the country. Pleased to answer any questions you might have.
Okay. Let's start there. Does the council have any questions, Mr. Effersey?
I have some, but I'll ask after he has talked.
Okay. Anybody else have any questions at this point?
Isn't there a picture of that mobile home?
Yes. 69.
Yes.
69?
Next page.
Okay, there. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. If there aren't any questions this time, we'll open the public hearing. Anyone desiring to speak for or against this item, please come forward. State your name.
Yes, sir. My name is Charles Braswell. I reside at 737 County Road
Mr. Braswell.
44050 in Powderly.
Mr. Braswell,
Braswell.
can you please speak in the mic?
Can you bring
Yes.
the mic just a little bit closer to you? It moves if that helps. If not.
My name is Charles Braswell. You hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I reside at 737 County Road 44050 in Powderly. My in-laws own this property, the Bowers. At any rate, it's a vacant property, and we're just trying to put a mobile home on it, which I provided a picture of the mobile home to show you it's not junk. And there's a mobile home park approximately 3 blocks or 3 houses from where I propose to put this. But all the way down the street from Maple Avenue to 19th, there's mobile homes scattered everywhere through that area. The city of 18th off of Henderson consists solely of mobile homes. I'm just trying to put something on the lot to rent to, taxable, more taxes for the city, and I don't think that it'll hurt the neighborhood.
Okay. Does anyone on the council have any questions, Mr. Braswell, at this point?
Actually, I have some questions of Mr. Napier first.
Okay, that's fine. Thank you, Mr. Braswell.
Thank you.
Appreciate that. Yes, would anyone else like to speak?
My name is Ray Banks. I live at 3450 Robin Road, Paris, Texas. I'm in opposition to this, even though it's not even anywhere close to me, because we keep saying that West Parish needs to be improved. We cannot improve it by continuing to put rental mobile homes in that area. And that's what this is going to be, a red house mobile home, not an owner-occupied. So therefore, I would recommend disapproval. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Banks. Reverend Price?
James Price, 1230 Shiloh. I live in West Paris on Shiloh Street. I ask you, please do not accept this proposal. I know the mobile home. He don't live in the area. I live in the area. There are already a bunch of places. Why is West Paris the only place they got zoned for the whole city? Why ain't why ain't 1, 2, 3? Why, I want to know why the rest of the city ain't zoned for it. Why we are the one that y'all keep dumping stuff on us? Get off our backs, please, on District 2, please. We love our land over there. But y'all got to help us. Come on, we can make it a beautiful city if y'all try. But please, that's not how we don't need no more mobile homes. But if you do put it out there more on the side of Johnson Wood, I bet you won't do that, will you?
All right, thank you.
My name is Mary Davenport. I live at 1350 West Houston Street. I live one street over from the property that is being mentioned tonight. I would like to ask you to please reconsider consider this, and do not place a mobile home permit out there. I live in an area where there are a lot or several vacant lots. My concern is that if this is zoned up here, one street over from me, who's to say that these lots that are in front of me would be bought and maybe tried to get those zoned for mobile homes? And I have had my share of problems with those lots in front of me. And I mean, as far as large animals being placed there, I have to smell the manure, and I have to put up with the flies. I've not been able to get anything done, so I don't believe I can go a trailer out there. I just don't believe I can. And I would please like to ask you to consider it. Just please consider. West Paris doesn't need any more rundown. We need cleanup. We need build-up and all of that. So thank you for your time.
Sure. Thank you very much. Anyone else wishing to speak at this time? If not, we'll close the public hearing. And Sean, I think Dr. Hashmi has some questions for you.
Sean, can we see a Google map on this computer?
Sure.
see that or not, but this is Maple Avenue. You can see the word Maple here, and then 19th Northwest. I'll back out a little so we can kind of see where that is. You can see Business 82. You see the water tower. That is Bonham Street running through the middle of the screen.
So put your arrow where the gentleman wants to place it.
Gentlemen, there are actually 2 residential lots there, and the one property owner owns both lots in this particular case.
But it's between these 2 homes?
There's actually, you can see 2 concrete slabs here.
Yeah.
It's that lot and the lot just to the right of it.
All right. Thank you. No.
Is there not a policy that was approved like 4 years ago or longer about mobile homes inside the city limits? I thought that we did something basically that.
Yeah, there was one brought forward, and I don't believe it was approved, was it, Sean? It was debated.
No action was taken
Yeah,
when it
was
finally
debated
came down to
a lot
vote.
of meetings, but there was
Really?
no action taken.
Well, that's one thing that we have discussed, John and I have discussed, Ms. Lancaster and I have discussed, that she is a liaison to the Planning and Zoning Board, and that's one of the things we have in upcoming planning and zoning agenda for August, is to discuss possibility of recommending a moratorium on specific use permit number 39, which is mobile home, for like 6 months, and then possibly appoint a subcommittee to look at mobile homes and readdress that entire issue.
Was it mobile home parks that we?
No, it was, well, I think it was kind of an all-encompassing, everything related to mobile homes,
And
mobile
even
home
the-
parks, or, you know.
Okay, I thought we did something.
There was a moratorium,
There
though.
was a moratorium.
Oh, okay. Oh,
But
okay.
it expired.
It expired. Okay, thank you.
I have one more question.
Sure, Dr.
Are there, within city limits, are there any other mobile home parks?
There are several, but one of the things we've discussed is, as far as there's not actually there is a zoning, not really a particular zoning for that. They're allowed in that particular use, but that's one of the things we want to look at, is creating an own zoning district for that, and look at where to appropriately place those zoning districts, or to possibly create one. And that's where the future land use map would also come into play, as to those particular areas that you would look at or try to incorporate one into. I believe there are 5 or 6 existing mobile home parks within the city limits currently, but I don't believe any of them are currently zoned for that particular use. They're all kind of grandfathered in as they are.
Generally, as a rule, those are very old parks, too.
Yes, ma'am. They're grandfathered in, so to speak.
Right.
And you can have some very good mobile home parks too. I mean,
Well, you
there
can,
are
but
some-
these are.
Yeah, that, I understand
Not
that,
as
but what
good.
I'm saying is that there are mobile
There
homes which
can
are,
be.
you know, beautiful looking homes too, so.
Yeah. Spend a lot of
Maybe
money on
when
them.
we do, Mr. Frassi does some planning, we can look into that.
Okay. Anybody have any other questions for Sean or for Alan?
Sean, wasn't there was a draft plan made up for, that, about mobile home park, you saying that one was never voted on?
Correct.
That particular one? 'Cause I think we modeled it after somewhere in Orange County, I think it was.
Several, yeah, I believe so. They picked 3 or 4 and kind of melded them together.
Right.
And I believe one similar to that was sort of picked. But no, in discussing this with Alan, with John a little bit, there are others out there which will probably be a much cleaner, smoother process to transition into. So we'll kind of do the same thing, not reinvent the wheel, look, see what other cities have done in our kind of similar circumstance, and try to get one of those models and pick it possibly to bring back to you guys after the subcommittee approves it.
What happened to that one?
It's
Don't
probably
know.
still on somebody's computer somewhere, but.
Okay. Any other questions? No? Alan? Sure.
This is Margie Bell, submitted a letter for the Planning and Zoning Commission. She asked if we would read it, which we did for the Planning and Zoning Commission. We had it that evening. We included it in your package. She was unable to be at Planning and Zoning Commission, and she asked if you would look at that. She recommends denial, so I'm verbalizing that on her behalf.
Okay, thank you. If there's no other discussion on this item, we'll take a motion.
I'll make a motion that we deny it.
I second.
And a motion by Mr. Pickle, second by Mr. Plata. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Okay, motion carries. Item number 15.
Discuss, conduct a public hearing, and take action on the petition of Terry Arnold for a change in zoning from a one-family dwelling district number 3 to a one-family dwelling district number 3 with a specific use permit, 39 mobile home on Lot 2, Block 8, Maxi Addition, located at 1631 West Campbell.
Okay, thank you. This afternoon, I received a call from Mrs. Arnold, owns the property, and her son is the applicant, and they've been changing back and forth in that regard. As you recall from our agenda item, when they submitted their application, we reviewed it, and the staff had determined that it was incomplete. A special use permit requires a site plan and site-specific determination by Planning and Zoning Commission, city council members, and staff. They did not submit a site plan, and they did not have a mobile home in sight in mind. What their intention was to obtain a special use permit, get the authority, and then go buy a mobile home, which they can't do. That's not the appropriate way to do it. It's illegal. Site plans across the country, special use permits across the country, or a specific use permit, they're the same thing, require site-specific determination and special considerations, which includes a site plan and the information with regard to what's going to go on the site. So staff called her and advised her, don't buy anything until we come to a determination. We called her a week and a half ago, and we sent her a letter. Last week, the Planning and Zoning Commission recommended denial. The staff in this case recommended that they table the project to give the applicant additional time to at least take pictures and submit to staff so we can analyze to see would it fit on the site, would it meet the yard requirements, etc. But this afternoon she called and asked that this be withdrawn. In that regard, the council obviously has several options. One, you can deny this. This is a formal application which has been advertised in a newspaper and submitted to citizens within 200 feet. Or you can table this to an indefinite time, in other words, no date certain, because she indicated that she may want to come back and possibly resubmit for a mobile home. I advise her that you keep in mind that the staff now supports the recommendation of the Planning and Zoning Commission of last week. That's consistent with our recommendation based on the future land use plan, which shows low-density residential. In that regard, today, as we typically try to do, Mr. Napier and I drove these sites, and using the classical term of the immediate environs, that means sitting in an automobile or standing in front of the subject property and looking 360 degrees to the horizon, we did not see mobile homes in this area, in either one of these areas. Nonetheless, and Sean talked about that, there are several sites that are zoned with no mobile homes on them. That's something we'll consider when we bring a report back to you. So the staff does support the recommendation of the Planning and Zoning Commission for denial, and we would be pleased to answer any questions. Unlike the other case where they did submit something, you can't approve this because it's an incomplete submittal. You can table this, or you can remand it back to the Planning and Zoning Commission after these people submit something to us. But I think a common sense approach would not be to do that, because they recommend to have this withdrawn. Be pleased to answer any questions you might have.
Any questions from the council? No? Okay. We need to do the public hearing. So
Yes.
we'll open the public hearing At this time, anyone wishing to speak for or against this item, please come forward. Seeing none, we'll close the public hearing. Oh, I'm sorry, Dr. Mosley. Just under the buzzer.
I'm not getting the what I'd like to hear is how close are these mobile homes going to be together? I'm seeing 2 lots that's supposed to be 2 family. Now we're going to have 37 more people living on those 2 lots.
They're very close.
You know, are we 5 feet apart? 4 feet? You know, we got a lot of land in this city. We don't need to pack people in like sardines.
Okay, thank you very much. Anyone else wishing to speak for or against? All right. If not, we'll close the public hearing at this time. Any additional questions from the council or statements? Ms. Lancaster?
I'd like to make a motion.
Okay, please go right ahead.
I'd like to make a motion that we deny this request.
Okay, have a motion from Ms. Lancaster.
I'll say.
Have a second from Mr. Plata. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Okay, motion carries. With that, move on to item 16. Janice.
Discuss, conduct a public hearing, and act on an ordinance approving the site plan for Aldi Inc. on Block A, Marabou Square, 287 addition, located at 3518 Lamar Avenue.
Mr. Effersey.
Thank you. This is a proposal for a retail food market at the old Hastings structure, which, as you recall, rented movies and sold books. The zoning for this entire shopping center, as you know, is PDA. There are several series of plan developments in the zoning ordinance in Paris. This is for retail. This use is consistent with the shopping center and all these food market selling retail food to retail customers. That is also permitted use in the zoning district. The future land use plan shows this is retail, and that's also consistent with the existing uses in the shopping center and the proposed Aldi use. We submitted to you a site plan which had other associated documents with it, sewer and water, et cetera, et cetera. So staff is recommending approval of the site plan and the associated graphics that are attached to that as well. Be pleased to answer any questions.
Sure. Any questions from the council? No questions at this point. We'll open up the public hearing.
Yes, sir.
Anyone, again, wishing to speak for or against this item, please come forward and state your name.
Good evening again. My name is Troy Jones, residing at 609 West Sherman here in Paris, Texas, and I would like to speak in favor of this because I think that Aldi is one thing that we do need here in Paris to give a better variety for grocery shopping. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Jones. Anyone else wishing to speak at this time?
Good evening. My name is Brian Berger. I'm with Berger Engineering, 17103 Preston Road, Dallas, Texas. I'm a civil engineer for Aldi and would be more than happy to answer any questions or address any concerns you may have.
Okay, great. Anyone have any questions at this time?
I have a question. In the proposal, I read that there was a change to be made in some of the way the parking is laid out. Is that substantial changes or just restriping a different angle? Or?
Yeah, all we're doing is basically the parking that's at the front of the building, the head-end parking, we'll be tearing that out and replacing it, creating more of an entry area for our customers, and then coming in there and striping in, I can't remember if it's 3 or 4 handicap stalls that will be in that area so they don't have to cross the driveway that's immediately in front of us. So that'll be the only parking lot modification that'll be made as far as striping goes.
Would the sidewalk that goes across that area be still kind of a continuous straight line down to the corner, or would it zigzag off just a little bit?
No, what we'll do when we come in, we'll tear out that entire front sidewalk all the way out across the 30-foot driveway and replace all that with new concrete, so it'll still be a straight shot through there across the front of the buildings.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other questions from the council? No?
Well, just one.
Okay.
If this is approved, when do y'all expect to open?
I don't have an exact date yet. I do know that they're ready to submit for building permit, so I would say they'd start construction hopefully in a month to 6 weeks, and then probably 4 or 5 months after that.
So probably the first of the year.
That'd be my guess.
Okay, thank you.
Great.
Y'all were all wanting to know that, admit it.
Yeah, no, appreciate that. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you.
Appreciate that.
My name is Ricky Utley, and I live at 320 Northeast 34th, and I highly recommend that the council approve all these coming into Paris. My wife and I have shopped at the ones in various locations in the Metroplex. My wife's folks live in Ardmore. They've got one. Sherman's got one, and they are just drawing people like crazy. The one in Sherman is right there in front of Sam's Club, and it's funny to see Aldi's pulling more customers than what Sam's Club is. So I highly recommend that the council approve Aldi's coming to Paris.
Great. Thank you very much. Anyone else wish to speak? If not, we'll close the public hearing. And any further discussion from the council? If none, I'll take a motion on this item.
I'll make a motion that we accept.
A motion from Ms. Lancaster. Is there a second on this?
Second.
Second from Mr. Piggle. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? No? Okay, great. Motion carries. Number 17, Janice.
Discuss and act on a resolution authorizing the City of Paris to enter into a grant agreement with TxDOT to fund a 10-unit T-hangar and required hangar access taxiway at Coxfield, including a local match of $105,500.
Mr. Napier.
Yes, sir. Good evening, Mayor Council. This particular item, as of Friday and officially today at 10 after 12, we have new numbers provided by TxDOT Aviation. They are on your screen in front of you here on the PowerPoint. They have gone up on our match. They have changed the numbers. Let's see if I can pull out the exact numbers. Our engineering fees have gone up from $55,000 to $100,000 or what they're proposing. And the overall construction estimate has gone from $1 million to $1,106,666. And what that really means for us is our bottom line is our match goes from $105,500 to $120,666.60. So it's a change of $15,000. Kind of as I noted in the original memo, that will be spread out over 2 budget years, with the engineering 10% due this upcoming budget year and the following construction money due in the following budget year after that. So that's kind of the arrangement that will be laid out if you approve this resolution. And this is for the construction of 10 hangars, one building with 10, what they call a 10-unit nested T-hangar, just kind of the way it's laid out, to be built at Coxfield, just to the west of the last T-hangar that was constructed by the City of Paris several years ago. And it will be adding access taxiway and another part of a ramp for us as well with that additional money. And there was one clarification I might add that Kent and I had discussed was within the resolution, there is a maximum dollar figure in there that actually it's FAA will not go over. And if you look at the actual cost, the actual construction of the 10-unit nested T-hangar, we're kind of locked into $600,000 from the FAA for that. So anything that's bid over $600,000, we will be responsible for outside the 10%. So that is one change that we noted within that resolution that's kind of a hard point, not subject to all the other 90-10 split.
Okay. Questions, discussion from the council? Dr. Hashmi?
I have actually a bunch of questions. The first one was, I think you've partially addressed, and that was this, the last paragraph, whereas the city has available and will provide at least 10%. If you read that, that means that if that cost goes up, the city's cost goes up. So either it needs to be specific or it shouldn't be there, because that leaves it completely open to any number.
Right, and like I say, the 10% cost as far as when it's bid, the only hard point in that is the one that we cannot give one on, is that $600,000 for the hangar itself. The taxiway, the site prep, all that is still 90-10 split. What TxDOT is saying within here is It's whatever the actual bid to construct that hangar is, we're only going to give you $600,000.
But that's what I'm saying, just
Right.
like the cost went up. If the cost goes up on the building of the hangars, then our contribution goes up.
Yes, sir.
And we have no idea of how much it can go up.
Yes, sir. You're
Okay.
correct.
So that's number one. Number two, you have listed somewhere, I read that there are 23 people waiting to occupy hangars. Can you tell us, where do these people live?
Off the top of my head, I do not. I know several of them are in Paris. What we actually did when we got ready to submit the application to TxDOT to apply to get the hangar grant, we actually sent a list of, had 10 people actually say, if you build it, I will rent it tomorrow.
Okay.
So we did send that list in, and there were, we'll say some of them are current people at the airport who have maybe 2 airplanes who want to do that, but I would say, just to give you a rough guess, I would say probably 75% are citizens of Paris. The other 25 may be outside in Lamar County.
Okay.
That may have planes there now, but they're tied out in the open.
Yes, sir. Or may have planes elsewhere, because
Or
that's
in-
the case
yeah, I know
too.
some have in Mount Pleasant.
The other two questions that I have is, what is the rental cost going to be for? What is the rent that you get out of them?
I know
I mean,
that,
as you said, some people who own 2 airplanes,
right.
how much are they paying for the cost
Trying to
of
remember.
rental?
I know the cheapest hangar rent is $135. I believe that's for an open hangar. I want to say the closed door, I don't remember off the top of my head, but I want to say it's around $160, $165 a month.
All right, and the last question that I have is that, over what time frame do you anticipate recovering any funds out of this? I mean, you've spent money, so, even if I agree to the fact that, and I'm in favor of hangars, don't take me wrong, but even if you say 75% of people live in town, that means you've spent about $30,000 on people who don't live in town to construct a hangar for them and rent them at $150 a month. Is there a differential that one can keep for residents of the city or outside people?
Not in the current hangar rental fee, there is not. That's something we could look at.
And over how long? I mean, Public Works buys a piece of equipment. It has a limited time span or lifespan or whatever you might call it. You equate it over a certain period of time that, okay, over 10 years this is going to pay it off from whatever work you use. Over how long a period collecting $150 do you anticipate this will take to pay off what the city paid into?
Well, if this numbers hold true, then we would pay in about a little over 120,000. So I guess 10 times 150 divided into that, and that would give you a rate of return.
If that is the number, because we don't even know whether those will be the numbers. I mean, they've already changed between the printout, between Wednesday and Monday they have changed, so.
Yes, sir. Kind of a shocker to all of us.
And I'll go back to the same question again. If water department can pay its fees and, be a profitable department, why is airport not a profitable department? I mean, we are spending money on it, we should make it profitable. Or at least at some point create some sort of an idea, and please do not take me wrong, I'm all in favor of doing things at the airport, so that's not what I'm saying. But there needs to be some way of collecting some more funds there, be it the fact that maybe the people who are not residents of the city who are wanting to rent, they pay a higher cost. Something of that, so I mean, carve out something. I don't mind if city people benefit, but somebody who lives in some other city and paying taxes there, why should they get a cheap discount over here for a rental of a,
Yeah. Well, I know from personal experience that while they don't live in the city limits of Paris, I know a few people that actually are on the waiting list now. And in one case, one gentleman is a pilot for Southwest Airlines. He's been on the waiting list for 8 years. And so I think there's a real demand. And, I think over the past year, there's been a real push from the council to further development out there. And this would be one way to do it. I totally understand, pulling your own weight as far as the departments go, and it makes perfect sense. But, there's obviously a need there from my perspective anyway. So, anybody have any questions of Mr. Napier at this point, Dr. Grossnickel?
Didn't we recently redo the lease agreement, the standard lease for the airport hangars?
We're in the process, with a subcommittee that's formed. Ms. Lancaster's on that committee. That's one of the things we're going to be looking at with a kind of a overall development policy for the airport. And we're actually looking at 3 different types of lease agreements. One will be for private hangars, one will be for aircraft-related businesses, and then one will be for industrial, commercial development out there. And that more or less policy we'll negotiate with anybody. We've got property, come see us, and we'll work some sort of deal with you on property.
Well, in the process of that, have we done some checking around similar-sized airports in our region to see what they charge, just to kind of get an idea? Are we in the lower end of rental rates or middle or high?
We have run some preliminary numbers on that, and it's been a few months since we've done that, and we haven't yet finished that study, but we have been pulling some numbers from the people pretty much around us with similar airports to ours, general aviation airports, like Sulphur Springs or Mount Pleasant, those type airports. So that's one of the things that I have on my checklist to get to, is to check that and then possibly come back later on and look at raising hangar rental fees possibly.
I was going to say, we might try to be at least toward the upper
Yes, sir.
end. Since there's such a high demand for the ones we have, then we don't want to be selling them out
As part of the committee that we were studying, there's some airport in California who set a policy we're going to have 10% vacancies in our hangars, and they raise or lower the rate to make sure they have a 10% vacancy. So it's just one of those policies. But
Well, we need to raise ours so that we ensure that we can have 100%. And everybody that wants to be there, but only everyone that wants to be there.
I agree.
Okay, any further discussion from the council?
Actually, I know everybody around me talks about wanting to develop out there, but you're spending a lot of taxpayer money when it only benefits just a small portion of Paris, probably hardly any. Most of the citizens don't have anything to do with the airport. That's my take on it. And that's why, if it can be profitable, it needs to be profitable, because the people, you're spending taxpayer money and they're not getting anything out of it. That's just my take on it.
Well, that's what we're looking at. We're trying to bring development out there so we do make it profitable, because it's a really neat airport.
Okay, any further discussion? If not, I'll take a motion on this item.
I make a motion that we accept the TxDOT proposal and sign on for our matching share of 10%.
Second.
Okay, second from Ms. Lancaster. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carries. Item 18.
Consider and approve future events for city council and our city staff pursuant to resolution number 2004-081.
Anyone have anything at this point? No? Okay.
Just a quick reminder, we do have the Tour de Paris, which is a big event for Paris coming up Saturday morning. And then also, Mr. Price has announced what he had about the event at the park.
Yes. Thank you very much, John. All right, item number 19.
So moved.
All in favor? Aye.
Who seconded it?
Oh, sorry, second.
Second.
Dr. Grossnickel. All those in favor
Thank
say
you.
aye. Aye. There we go.